Anonymous Watch Guy here with a full review video. Quick wrist check. Wearing the Stova C-Time Pro Diver today. Really awesome watch. Today I have a watch from Seiko. I have featured this watch on the channel before as part of a field watch shootout video that I did quite a while ago. But I've never done a full review video on it. This is the Seiko SRPG27. Part of the Seiko 5 lineup. It was released maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago now by Seiko. And it is a good kind of entry-level field-style watch if you're in the market for such a watch. Let's take a look at the dimensions. This is a 39.5 millimeter watch. 48.1 millimeters lug tip to lug tip. You do have a 20 millimeter lug opening. It is 13.2 millimeters thick. You do have a push-pull crown that is unsigned there at the 3 o'clock position. Got 100 meters water resistance. Of course, Seiko gives you a hard Lex crystal at a much higher price point than this. This is a domed hard Lex crystal. Not a bad looking crystal, but it is hard Lex. This is running the 4R36 movement, 24 joules, 41 hours power reserve. Of course, the 4R36 is your day-date version. You've got your day-date complication over there at the 3 o'clock position. Nice-looking watch. I think it's a really nice-looking dial. You have applied indices there at each one of your hour indicators and kind of a brushed silver look. I think they look really nice. Your Seiko logo is also applied. You've got a nice script automatic down there above the 6 o'clock position. And of course, this watch features Lumibrite. Seiko's Loom is very good. And this has a nice application of Lumibrite on the hands at each one of your hour indicators and then at the tip of that seconds hand. I like the red tip on the seconds hand for a little bit of color. I think that looks really nice as well. But really like the layout of the dial. Of course, you've got your up to 24-hour countdown going around the inside there as well, giving you that, again, field-style watch look. Printed on minute track out around the outside, made in Japan down there at the bottom of the dial. You do have a high-polished side to the case. You do get drilled lugs on this one for easy strap changes, and your 20 millimeter lug opening makes it so you've got a lot of strap options if you don't like this bracelet. Being that it is a more budget Seiko, you do have the budget Seiko jangly bracelet. Again, decent high polishing on the sides. You've got some brushing on the top of the lugs. Also, not too bad for the price point. These do come in at $275 US, and they are widely available in many places, and you can probably get one much cheaper than that if you look around. That is full retail. Again, you got kind of your standard jangly budget Seiko bracelet. It is sized with split pins or push pins. You've got a signed Seiko fold-over clasp, double pushers. It is just a pressed stamped clasp. Again, at a budget price point, that's what you're going to get on these. You do have a display case back, giving you a nice shot of that 4R36 movement. Nothing fancy. You've got your Seiko 5 branded rotor. You've got a spec sheet around the screwed-in case back as well. Nothing too fancy on this one. Again, it is towards the budget end of the Seiko 5 range. But I think if you are looking for a field watch in the more budget price range, this is definitely one to consider. You've got some nice looks with that kind of matte black dial. Nice contrast legibility with your applied indices. Saw the Loom on this one. Definitely like the script automatic, like the touch of red on the seconds hand. I think it is a attractive looking watch. You've got really nice dimensions as well at your sub 40 millimeters, sub 50 millimeters lug tip to lug tip. So this watch is going to work really well on a lot of wrist sizes, and it definitely won't break the budget either. So if you're in the market for a budget field style watch, this one, the SRPG27 from Seiko, might be one to consider. So let's take a look at the Loom, and we'll take a look at what it looks like on my 7.5-inch wrist, and we'll wrap up the review. Here you can see the Loom on the watch. Again, we've got a nice application of Lumibrite. You can see it at each one of your indices. Handset glows really nicely. You can see the tip of that seconds hand also loomed. Seiko typically does a really good job with Loom on all their watches. This one isn't an exception. Definitely has solid Loom, especially in the non-dive watch category. Here's a look at the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. You can see it wears very nicely. Nothing wrong with the bracelet. It's comfortable. It's just kind of a cheaper feeling bracelet. Again, at this sub $300 price point, that's to be expected. But nice dimensions. Looks really good on the wrist. Definitely like the layout of the dial, the look of the watch. I think it's definitely an attractive watch and definitely a winner at the price point. If you're looking for a more budget style field watch, I definitely recommend checking out the Seiko SRPG27. If you liked the video, give me a like, maybe subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.